For 20 years now, New Yorkers have woken up to this day. To relive, to remember. Some forced to, others want to. In a churchyard, just yards from Ground Zero, the bell of hope rings out. A gift from the City of London to New York City. 5 strikes repeated 4 times. The traditional firefighters' salute to the fallen.
It was a day just like today, wasn't it? A day just like today.
The clergy are here with words of comfort that can only go so far. A block south from where the towers once stood is an institution which survived as the buildings fell. O'Hara's is now a focal point for survivors and relatives. Each year, as the ceremony finishes, they gather here. Inside, the walls are covered with the badges of the first responders. Without their bravery, so many more would have died.
My bravery was nothing compared to the 343 guys that walked into a building that day knowing they were going to die. And really, that's what happened. They knew they were going to die that day.
Richie lost 5 of his close friends.
He went in there to go, help them as firefighters, get as many people out as he could.
Sean Birch lost his uncle. How are you feeling today, 20 years on?
I mean, it's definitely emotional. Every year is tough, but 20 years, it seems like it was yesterday. It's really tough. Every year, it's like you're reliving it over and over again. So, it's very tough, but it's always important to remember and never forget. They didn't lose their lives for no reason. So I think it's very important to come celebrate every year.
In other corners of Manhattan, we found more small gatherings reflecting. The Queen Elizabeth Memorial Garden was the focus for the British and Commonwealth losses. 67 British people died 20 years ago. Representing Queen and government, the ambassador.
It's a good moment to come together, but I think also people draw a lot of strength from the resilience that New York City and its people showed immediately after 9/11 in rebuilding. And I think if I had to pick one thing to take away from today, it would be that.
In the end, it comes down to moments like this, sharing memories, remembering, never forgetting, but understanding why, believing that America is truly safer now, that something like this could never happen again. Well, that's harder. In this city which never sleeps, there is resilience, but always grief. Mark Stone, Sky News in New York.